Everyone all at once. It is the time. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to
Poll has
Chaz's
ended.
house.
The winner is house.
Who was expecting this?
Not me.
Yeah, it's, so sometimes what happens is you tell the ISP you're moving, and they're like, okay, we'll press the buttons, and you go, okay, and then you go to the new place where the internet has transitioned, and it's broken. It's just broken. Like there's a problem on like a wire or hardware level, and it's not something you can fix because it's broken.
The lobster cut the wire somewhere.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
last house, snake house. This house, lobster house.
That's better.
Is it?
Think of all the lobster meals we could have.
I don't want to eat crawl space lobsters. That's not high on my nutrition list. So anyway, yeah, that's why we're back at Chaz's house. On the last breakfast stream, Chaz, you were like, "This is the last stream in my house."
I sure did say that.
And that turned out not to be true. We were also like, next stream is in our house, and that turned out not to be true either. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. This story
A poll
actually
has
gets more
begun.
crazy, but
Would you eat crawl space lobsters?
it's a good poll. Personally, I would not, but I guess it depends how desperate you are for lobster. We'll be working through alerts, and then I'll tell more of the story and how I wound up in the ER, because that's also part of this story. Not directly related to the internet.
It wasn't the lobsters.
It had nothing to do with the lobsters. But yeah, it's been an interesting 2 days, so we'll talk about it. But hopefully we'll have internet today.
Hopefully.
I sure hope so.
It would be
Sure hope
convenient
so.
if it was today.
Yeah. Related, there is maybe a stream tonight. Hopefully, maybe.
It'd be real cool if there was.
I would really appreciate it, because we're supposed to do a sponsored stream that I agreed to do like back in August, and that's supposed to happen vaguely tonight. So we'll see if that happens. There is a chance it might, because if they come out and they're like, there's no cables in the ground here, then that could be bad, but hopefully it'll be all right. Anyway, let's read some alerts. We had 85 months from Mech Mayhem. 300 from Squeeves that says, "Hey, Stephen and Mal, good luck with Extra Life. I will have to miss it because my wife and I are moving to Wisconsin from France. This will be our 4th move in the past 18 months and our first time living in the Midwest." Wow.
Wow.
Moving from France
The poll
to
has
Wisconsin
ended.
is quite a move.
The
Yeah,
winner is
very
what on
different.
earth?
But they both have cheese. Like, France is known for cheese. I think the only difference is that the cheese will be less smelly. I think the cheese is smellier in France. This is based solely off of, like, Pepe Le Pew cartoons, so I don't know how accurate that is.
You don't have direct nasal evidence.
No. I have been to France, but I wasn't spending a lot of time just huffing cheese. We had other plans.
What were you doing then?
Wasting time. Avoiding all the cheese huffing kiosks. We had 1600 bits from Gold Lighting, who says, "Everyone knows you can eat wall chicken and not wall lobster."
Listen.
16.
If you can get them free from your crawl
16.
I don't want lobsters
16.
breeding under my house. Just so it's clear, I also don't want snakes breeding under my house. But, like, at least snakes are quiet. Lobsters, have you ever heard a lobster? They make clack sounds.
No?
Yes, they have little feet, and they go, and they're always doing this.
Always.
They don't stop. So I don't know whether I want that to happen. We got 77 months from Spark Strike 13, 20 from Logan D. Camp, 78 from Vegetable Sorbet, 67 from Humbology, 54 from Furious Kitty, 75 from Somber Mink, Jacob Honeycutt gifted a sub to Root Origin, 30 months from Pandora Raw, 78 months from Wildfire 972, 53 from Sapphire 316, 12 months from Chaos Shadow 0, that's a 1, and 84 months from Hyryu, that's a 7. Right? Yeah, that's a 7.
The Zenith in Confused Food, Tiny Eddie's Vinyl Apricot and Cucumber Slop.
Oh good, slop. Vinyl apricot seems a little upsetting. Thousand Jet Jet says, Eddie, my nose is all stuffy and my throat is drier than a dessert. Oh, a desert. What's really depends on the type of dessert. What snack do you have that I can keep down? Slop.
Cucumber slop is just tzatziki.
Yeah. You could put apricots in tzatziki and it'd be probably okay if it was like little tiny bits.
And not vinyl.
Yeah, the vinyl is really, that's not good. That's adding a lot of problems. There's a lot of things that you shouldn't eat. In fact, come on, it wouldn't, but go on. Well, you know, I'm not an expert at food. Well, don't agree too quick. We had 49 months from Macintosh PC, 16 from Mr. Perfect Craig, 35 from Cascadea, 100 bits from Jim Bob Sue, 30 months from Haley 92, 7 from Cable 51, 26 from Jacob Honeycutt. We got 300 bits from Blue Haired Cyborg. It says Pandora's Tower is a Wii game from 2011 that's an action RPG available for Extra Life this year. Wink. Yeah, this is a good time to remind you, and I'm going to remind you once and not mention it again this stream, that Extra Life is in 9 days. And you might be saying, Steven, it seems like you don't currently have internet at your home. Yes, let's not worry about that. And instead, focus on the fact that Extra Life is in 9 days. Now, does our living room currently resemble like the back room in Forside where you buy weapons from the arms dealer? Yes. But will we deal with it? We're dealing with it. It's fine. When does Josh come to our home? Is it like sooner than the day of Extra Life?
By like a day or two.
He probably arrives Thursday, I bet. Wednesday or Thursday.
Thursday.
So a week. That's fine.
The guest room's ready.
Can I buy multi-ball rockets from you? We are fresh out of multi-ball rockets.
Morning, Josh.
There's Josh. Hi, Josh. We're looking forward to seeing all of our friends. Can't wait to have internet. It's gonna be great. We're getting a little down to the wire, but
You're probably gonna have internet today.
It's true.
Stream tonight.
Yeah. I have. Yeah.
Probably.
I spoke to the people on. Thanks, Josh. I spoke to the people on the phone and was like, because this was when did I call? I called on Tuesday
night.
And they were like, we can have someone out Thursday. And I was like, could you have someone out tomorrow? And they said, no, we don't have anyone available tomorrow. And I was like, my wife and I work from home. So the internet is like real good to have. And they're like, we understand. We'll see you Thursday. And I was like, okay. So, soon. Probably soon. But yeah, Extra Life is in 9 days. We don't have updated totals for you today because we're this. But take a look at it yourself.
Decide what game you want. Now is the time to get a game that's not on the list on the list.
Yeah. $25 makes a game eligible for roulette. So, you know, it's one of those
A
things
game like Trauma Center.
Yeah, Trauma Center, I think, is on there. Tony Hawk Ride is in the top 3. Pandora's Tower is a game on my list. Without looking at it right now, I want to say that one of Josh's games is Diddy Kong Racing, which is a good choice also. So yeah, there's 2,500 games to choose from. None of them are out of the box, but they will be today. That is true. We're putting games on the shelves today. So it's happening. It's just slow. Anyway,
Volume works, right?
the what? The volume? Oh my god. I'm gonna capture and prepare a crawl space lobster. I bet there's a 0% chance this is in sync. Crawl space lobster. When they're crawling around on the ground, they're easier to grab than if they're in the sea, because you don't have to be underwater. How was that? Was it in sync pretty well? It's actually in sync? Really? This is incredibly hard to hear because I knew if I turned it up louder, all of you would go, ah. I can't believe that was in sync. It's usually not. No, that was 6,000 from Slick Duke. Since this went so well on Tuesday, let's have Steven sing about capturing and preparing crawl space lobsters. Yeah,
We
so
just talked about capturing, not preparing.
the capturing is the part that I'd rather talk about than the preparing the crawl space lobsters. I don't really eat lobster. Like if I've ordered like a seafood tray and it's part of it, or if it's in like a thing, I'll eat it. But I don't want someone to bring me a lobster. Even a tail. I'm like, I don't want a tail. And I certainly don't want to.
That falls into I don't want to see its eyes category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that, and also I don't want to like. You gotta like put them in a pot. I don't want to have anything to do with that. Foxix gifted a sub to Lobster House.
Give me the bird.
If we find a lobster anywhere near our home, I will be like, something's wrong. The results of that poll, by the way, 70%. What on earth would eat a crawl space lobster? It's Jeff. He's gone. Yummy Flores gifted a sub to Flying Walrus. We had 82 months from Incarnado. 500 bits from Logan D. Camp, who says, makes me think of the Hackintosh days. Do people still do that? I don't know. I feel like it would be very hard now, because the whole Hackintosh thing was because Apple used Intel chips, which they don't. Which is one of the reasons that Intel is like, oh god, where do we get money? I just read an article about that. Gold Lightning gifted the sub to Josh Jepson. And we have 500 bits from Gamers 00700 with another bird.
2 birds.
I can't see what kind of bird that is. It kind of looks like a beagle from here.
It's not a beagle.
No.
Maybe a hawk?
It's more likely than a beagle.
Yeah.
Your head is so big compared to our head.
Yeah, my head's not so big. It's just, I had to try and get close. Okay, so let's talk about a few little things that happened. Tuesday, if any of you were here on Tuesday, if any of you were like Chaz and you were here on Tuesday, you may recall that I was like, my stomach hurts a little bit. I mentioned that on stream. And I wasn't sure if I was hungry or if I was like going to go to the bathroom. And after the stream, I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. That's what it is. So I went home and I went to the bathroom, and my stomach was really hurting. But I was like, that's weird, but that's fine. And then I didn't feel so good, so I was laying on the bed, and slowly but surely, that turned into just like 10 out of 10 pain, where it felt like I had like a knife in me that was just rotating. And this lasted for hours, so I spent most of Tuesday, like a large portion of Tuesday, on the bed screaming and on the toilet screaming, just for hours. Just like kept going. So that was cool. And I went to the bathroom multiple times, but there wasn't really getting any relief. It felt like I should, but that's not what happened. So eventually I almost like more or less passed out from the pain on the bed. And Mao was going to do some biking with her friends, so she left. And I woke up and my Apple Watch was like, bud, your heart rate's like 32 beats per minute. And I was like, oh. Maybe I should, like, do something. So I called Mao, and I was like, Mao, you know how I've screamed in pain for, like, 6 hours straight? And she was like, yeah. I was like, now my Apple Watch says that my heart rate's not good. And she goes, oh. And I was like, could you maybe come home? And she said, yes. So she came home. And we decided to go to the emergency room, because that's not like a good thing. And from researching it, there was a wild variety of things that it could be. The biggest hope for me was that the low heart rate was a vagal response to the fact that I had been in so much pain. That was my like fingers crossed thing, because there's a bunch of stuff that could be bad, and then there's your body is just really upset, so it lowered your heart rate because your vagal nerve got affected. So we went to the ER. They checked me out. They did an ultrasound, and they decided that it was probably I either passed a gallstone or I had a stomach ulcer. They weren't sure. So they did an ultrasound on my gallbladder, and they're like, if you passed a gallstone, they're like, you don't have any more gallstones. And I was like, well, that's good. So it could be that. They said there was some evidence of that, considering that the pancreas was inflamed. And I was like, okay.
Your numbers were up from the blood test.
Yeah. And they said, or, possibly you have a stomach ulcer. Shrug. And then they gave me a prescription for, like, prescription strength Pepsid. And I was like, all right. And then we went to Del Taco. It's not a relevant part of the story, but I've never had Del Taco, so that was fun. And then we went home, and my whole goal Tuesday was like...
Get the internet set?
Well, like to move around the room, because I was like, the only thing I have to do Tuesday is get the loft ready. And instead, I left here and went home and was like, I have to go to the bathroom. And then I screamed for hours, and then I went to the ER. So I got home, and I was like, I obviously don't have time to like do the loft, but in order to do Donkey Kong Bonanza, I need to at least get the internet over here. So we brought the modem and everything from the old house, and I plugged it up, and there's no signal from the ONT box. And I'm like, cool.
To go back a bit, while you were at the ER, eventually at some point the pain largely subsided.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah,
Which lends more credence to it probably being a gallstone than the ulcer.
Yeah, I left that part out, which is an important detail. Yeah, by the time I got to the ER, my pain level is like 2 out of 10, so it had largely like passed, which is one of the reasons they weren't too freaked out. and my resting heart rate is very low anyway. My resting heart rate's like between 55 and 60. So the doctor said that having your heart rate from a vagal response thing come down to low to mid 30s isn't too concerning. They're like, if your resting heart rate is like 80 and it comes down to 30, that's bad. They're like, but if it's
mid-50s.
If it's mid-50s and it's at 30, they're like, you're probably okay. And also a lot of that was from a nap, which your heart rate is lower anyway when you're sleeping. So they said it was a vagal response. They said they did not think anything was wrong with my heart. It was just sometimes your body's mad that it was in pain, and also same. So Tuesday night at 1 a.m, I called my ISP and was like, "This don't work. Can you make it work?" And she starts the process with like, "What?
Is there a power outage in your area?"
Yeah, she's like, "Let's start. Is there a power outage in your area?" And I just knew at that moment, I was like, "Oh, we're starting from the very bottom." So I just skipped all of that, and I was like, "The PON light on the ONT box is out." Which was not the question that she asked me at all. And she was like, "Oh, okay, hold on." So we skipped a bunch of things. And then she determined that there was not anything that they could do, and that they would have to send a person out. And then on Wednesday morning, a different person called and was like, "Hey, I know you talked to that person last night, but she probably didn't know what she was doing. So I'm going to ask you the same questions again." And I was like, "Okay." And then we got started, and I was like, "I do want you to know that the PON light is off on the ONT box." And he's like, Yeah. Let me click some buttons." And he's like, "How does it look now?" And I was like, "There's nothing." He goes, "Okay, there's nothing I can do." So, there is a technician coming today who will hopefully magically make things work.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And that's it. That's the story of
Why we're here.
That's the story of why we're here. However, Mao and I did last night put the loft largely together. So, do I have a photo on that?
I do.
You do? Is your photo better than mine?
Yeah. I took it.
You haven't even seen it!
I took it this morning, so it's lit nice.
Before you even see my photo. Yeah, it's better. Let me see yours. Compare. Okay, that's so much better.
I know.
I did take mine at night.
I know.
Okay, well, you can...
I'm taking care of it.
Now I'll take care of it, so you can at least see vaguely what it looks like. So we'll do it. Oh yeah, I never even... Yeah. I have this, because if you recall, the other iPhone that I had, the microphone did a bad. So I actually stopped recording vlogs on that phone, which was terribly inconvenient. But they were doing a thing where the trading credit for it was very high, and I was like, I'm going to trade that in and get a phone that is functional. So I have a phone that is actually functional, so I can actually record things. Why orange? Because the Apple decided no black, which is the most bizarre thing in the entire world.
It does complement the green well, though.
It does.
Like your lock screen is green and then the back is orange.
Yeah. The options were silver, dark blue, and orange. And I told Mao, I was like, I'm going to get this phone because then I can actually shoot stuff again, and I've got things coming up that I really want to shoot. Because the options are what they are, I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll just get blue. And Mao was like, when are you ever going to have the opportunity to get an orange phone again? And I was like, all right. So now it's orange, and because I still have a black case, it's like I'm constantly in Halloween mode.
Spooky.
Yeah, it's very spooky.
You're spooky.
Thanks.
The photos in the art cube.
Okay. yeah, so that's where we're at. It's slowly but surely getting there. That we had to do math.
Steven was like, how do we figure out the middle of a room?
Sorry, someone just said this camera angle is set up like a Beastie Boys music video. Mom, you're just jealous. It's the beast. Mom, you're just jealous. It's the B.
See?
Boys?
Yes, yes. Sorry, now I'm imagining them on stage, but that's the performance. We got there. Was that ABBA? Whew. So anyway, that's what the last few days have been like. It's been a whole thing. It's been a whole thing. It's great. Is there anything else that's happened? Are we good?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? Did we squeeze anything in between the stomach pain and the ER?
Yeah. How did math go? Math went well. Needed Mal's help. I had immense brain fog yesterday, so Mal helped me survive through the day. And one of the things that was important to me was to try and get things centered in the room. So when we go live tonight, you will not even be able to tell we're in the new home, ideally. You'll just be like, where is this, the old house? And we'll go, nope. The only people that can tell we're in the new house is us. So yeah, that'll hopefully happen tonight. And yeah, so that's why the last few days have been a little absurd. What are you streaming tonight? I want to tell you. I even think that I could tell you. It's just I'm not 100% sure we'll have internet. We are doing a sponsored stream for Sonic Racing Crossworlds.
Give me the bird.
Sega contacted us and was like, play Sonic. And I was like, yeah, I would do that. So that's the thing that we're going to be playing, assuming that there's internet. So, yeah. And I know Vagabond asked what time. Tonight! Just vaguely tonight. Like, ideally, like 7 p.m. would be, you know, perfect. But who knows? I'm not entirely sure. Because, like, we have to get internet. I have to make sure that it works. Mm-hmm. And I guess the test will be the stream because there's not really a whole lot of other stuff to do.
You have to give Sonic directions to the new house so it doesn't show up at the old one.
Yeah, that's an important part.
Yeah.
They sent me a key for the game and I was like, oh, I can go ahead and get this downloaded. And then I was like, no, I can't. You need internet. You need internet for like all of these things. So yeah, we'll see. If it doesn't happen tonight, then I guess it'll happen soon. Vaguely very soon. And that's the plan, so. I am looking forward to trying it, though, because the early reviews of it are apparently very, very good. So, that'll be exciting. Alright, let's read a few more things here. We got 85 months from Dishnet, 58 months from Zazz My Man. Anise gifted a sub to Feeny. We had 20 months from Joe the Historian Gamer, and 500 bits from Jet, who says, Word boy isn't math boy.
Words and math are different.
What's the thing? Arithmetic.
Reading, writing, arithmetic.
Reading, writing, arithmetic. That doesn't sound right. I thought there was like a acronym or something.
STEM?
STEM. Science, technology, electronics, magic. Math. Probably not electronics.
Engineering.
Engineering. Oh, none of those are writing. You need, like, stew. Science, technology, electronics, writing, stew. This must be the South Carolina version of STEM. I do like magic being part of it.
Stu is pretty close to Jeff's job.
Science, technology, electronics, writing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
it's pretty close.
He's a soup maker. I think that's the industry term.
Put that on his LinkedIn. It'll really take off.
Jeff's about the best soup maker I think we've ever had. We had 14 months from Jim Bob Sue. Thank you. I don't. My whole thing was talking about the R. I'm like, what else? Is there anything else going on or that you want to talk about?
I was just wondering where else Smith was.
Where is she? She's
Snoozing.
Snoozing?
She always snoozes late. When we wake up, she keeps snoozing for a while.
That's the life. Kep would be up before us because he would be hovering over me and poking me in the eye. Lizard. But if she comes around, we'll make sure that you get to see her.
I'm 95% sure she's still conked out on the bed.
Elspeth is 15?
15, 16, 17, somewhere in
In that,
rescue cats.
yeah, in that range. So she's an old girl who's allowed to sleep as long as she wants. At least 5. Also true. Also very true. M. Tappet says, how is a dog still that old? That's the trick. She's a cat. That's the that's how they get you.
Did that speed up?
No, I think it was normal. I can say it faster if you want. Like at home tonight, like I can just sneak up behind you and say lizard quick. I don't know if that helps.
No.
Okay. 3 bits from Jet Chat who says, did someone say lizard? We did mention that, yeah. So that was good work. Everyone's paying close attention. This will all be on the quiz. Yeah, I don't know. I had a bunch of brain fog yesterday, and I think I still probably have a little bit today. But I'm glad to have done this stream. And I am really hopeful that between the window of 12 and 4, the ISP person shows up right at 11:59 and not at 5. And I swear to God, if they call to cancel, I will lose my mind. Like, I try to be so nice to everyone on the phone, but I really think I will lose my mind if they're like, we can't get out there today. I'll be like, no, you don't understand, man. Sonic's coming.
Sonic will be so mad.
You have any idea how upset Daddy Sega's gonna be if you can't get this internet hooked up? Anyway, so yeah, that's we'll hopefully that'll all be good. But isn't it exciting to know that soon things will be working? There will be an extra life. It's all gonna be okay. Soon.
Soon.
We're gonna get to hug Josh. We're gonna keep hugging Josh. He's gonna be like, please let go of me. And we're like, not yet. You're in my home. You are my guest. I get to decide how long the hugs last. You know, just like normal human interactions. So, can't wait for all of that. Oh, one other thing to mention is that we are not moved out of the old place yet. That's because I know I saw some people who excitedly and erroneously thought that we were going to be talking about fun tea this morning, and like, we still live, or can live.
Have custody of the snake
Have
house.
custody. We still have custody of Snake House, and we have to get out of there. I also have a feeling that things won't blow over quick.
Yeah.
I think things are gonna. It's gonna be. I think there's gonna be an email.
Oh, there's gonna be an email.
Oh, there's definitely gonna be an email.
Definitely gonna be an email.
I don't know if he knows WTF, but he's just gonna write that in all caps. I'm not sure.
I wouldn't count on getting the story before extra life.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost impossible not. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It's at this point based on how things have gone and the conversations that we've had with attorneys. I'm gonna say that it's probably mid-October, but you know, just hold on to your butts until we can get free of all this nonsense. So we'll talk to you soon about it. And that's it. I know that we have more time, but I'm out of brain, so we're gonna just probably wrap up here.
I'm hungry and need coffee.
I need to. There's still stuff to move, and I'm gonna try and move some of it before noon.
I have a house to go by.
He's walking into the house. So.
Yeah. I just think it's so funny that the entire time everyone's been so focused on like us, and then meanwhile Chaz and Jeff are like, oh yeah, also yeah, we'll do that.
Kind of the other way around.
Yeah. Anyway, I can't believe this is all now.
Yeah.
This is all now.
And like, even though it sucks to have gotten the email about having to move out and everything, like, it did lead to us getting our own place.
It did.
A place that is nicer than we were living. And that's good. And we almost settled for a place full of snakes. I'm so glad that we didn't do that. Oh my God. I'm so grateful for...
Lobsters?
I was going to say our buyer's agent, but lobsters. Okay, all right. That's it. Y'all have a good one. We're going to go... Well, bye.